Spirit Show. I'm Paul Salmon, I'm a psychic medium, and with me today are Aidan, Stephen, Viv and Sarah. Hello guys.
Hello.
Now known as the Felixstowe Paranormal Investigations. Is that correct?
Yeah,
It
that's
sounds a
correct.
bit strange, but FPI for short, as
Yeah.
it says on your t-shirts.
That's right, yeah.
I'm liking the t-shirts. Now, your paranormal investigation group, how did it begin? Who originated the idea? Who's the leader of the group? Have you got a boss man or woman?
I am the head of the group, but we all have our own separate sectors in the group of what we're in charge
Right,
of.
so rather than have a boss who gives orders, you're like a democratic group and you're each responsible for your own section,
Yeah.
like you just said.
Yeah.
So, what is your, tell me about each of your roles. What's your role, Aidan?
Like I said, I'm the head of the group,
Yeah.
but I'm also the lead investigator when we go out on investigations.
Right, so what's that mean, Aidan, being the lead of the group?
It means when we go on investigations at night time or daytime,
Yeah.
when we get there and we've worked out our plan of strategy, I then finalise everything of what's going on the investigation. My final word is what goes.
Right, okay then. So let's start from that end. Stephen, what's your role?
I'm a communications manager. My job's to email like buildings, offices, projects to see if we can come along.
Right, to get their permission
Yeah.
and see if you can film and
Yeah.
allowed to do what you want to do, basically.
Basically tell them in an email basically we think the place could have ghosts
Right,
and we'd be interested in the historical side
yeah,
of the building.
yeah.
Everything like that.
I suppose health and safety comes into it as well. If it's like, I don't know,
Yeah.
could do. If it's a construction site or something going on.
We are
building.
looking into public liability insurance at the moment,
Right, okay.
obviously because we're not officially launched yet.
No.
We're still getting stuff together and sorted.
So you haven't officially launched as a group as yet, but I believe you have done some research and trial runs so far.
Yeah, we've done a little trial run at the Ordnance Hotel, which is like just based in like Felixstowe. We've been there for about 200 years, I think. And like obviously, I've always had stories come out that people have been touched or pushed in there. So we thought, you know, for our first one,
Yeah.
the landlady was nice enough to let us like have the hotel for the night with no one there. So we found a few things, a few voices come through and stuff, and it was really interesting to like go around at night times and actually do like a trial run kind of thing.
So you did get positive results,
Yeah.
and which means you must have equipment with you. But we'll go into that later, if we may.
Yeah.
I'd like to come back to you, Sarah. What's your role in this group?
My role in the group is to do social media. So I like deal with Facebook and
Yeah.
Twitter and the website. Hopefully we'll have that up and running soon. So like the website will be ready for everyone to have a look at. We also got YouTube as well. So like you know, we're hoping like get some subscriptions soon and like most of our stuff will be going on there, like our videos and editing and stuff will be on YouTube for people to see.
This is good because it's not just like a group of friends who just got together and in a mishmash and just going out. You've actually taken time to think about which each of you's doing. Viv, what about yourself?
I'm the researcher. It's basically I'll look up anywhere that comes to head or I get told places and I'll find any information on history of the places or any activities that gone on. We're just basically looking at anywhere at the moment. We've got over 20 places we're looking into going to, hopefully. But at the moment I'm hoping that some people will come to me on Facebook or email me and tell me of places and things that have happened to them.
I'm sure you will, and I'm sure people will invite you to their homes or their buildings once they get to know about you as well. But there's like two sides to each of you. You've got your own like media or phoning up asking for permission to come over, but then you actually go as a group and investigate yourselves as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
So have you got plans for each of you then, or do you just see how it goes once you get there?
Every time we go out, we all swap around what we're doing as such. So, for instance, if one night I'm operating one of the night vision cameras, the next time we go out I might be operating a voice recorder,
Right.
or I might not be operating anything at all.
Well, that's good. So you're not stuck on. Not that you get bored. I don't think you get bored anyway. But it's not like Viv's on a handheld recorder every time.
No.
No.
That's smashing. You're looking forward to this, or are you a bit daunted of what you might find out there?
It's exciting seeing what's in the unknown. I think the rest of the group would agree.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you actually meet each other?
I'm married to Vivian.
Yeah.
Oh right, that helps, doesn't it? Then?
And Stephen works with Sarah, or did work with Sarah,
Yeah.
and we've all met you
Down
through
at
the
pub,
pub.
isn't it?
Yeah, through the Dutch team, yeah.
Who
Yeah.
does it? There's always a
Yeah.
pub involved in whatever you do.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you give a hint of what? I mean, have you actually got dates of going out at the moment? And can you give anything away, like where you might be investigating?
We don't have any dates as such, but as an official launch, we're hoping to get up and running in October this
Oh, yeah.
year. Yeah.
Right.
As far as locations are concerned, we haven't really got anywhere up and coming as such at the moment, but we have done a couple in the past as trial runs.
Yeah. But a good thing about you is, like, you haven't, like I said, officially launched yet. That's why I've got you in the studio now, so you can introduce you to Felixstowe and the world, and they can see you. Then once you go out, you can come back and let us know how you got on with maybe a couple of investigations. Have you
Definitely.
actually seen a ghost, any of you?
No.
You haven't?
No.
So where did this interest come from? Just watching off telly and maybe Hollywood films or something?
Yeah, I guess it's the history of the unknown and stories that you hear. Again, I speak for the group that the stories that you hear is just interesting, isn't it? It's always the unknown.
So once you mention it to, like, your friends here, did you think he's mad, or did you instantly think, yeah, let's go along with this idea?
I was really interested because I've always been interested in, find out if there is anything, out there, or, but I think we just started a conversation about it, and we found out like we was really interested in it, like as a team kind of thing. That's how we got on so well, because we all had like the same interests in finding out if there was anything paranormal, like we could find.
So what is it, ideally, what is it you'd like to see out there in a haunted castle, maybe? Or
Well, I'd love to see shadows or just full figures or anything like that, but I'm not sure whether it'll happen straight up.
I mean, is it all about ghosts? That's what people think about first, I think, with paranormal. Or is it about items being moved or unexplained happenings?
I think ghosts as a word on its own is perhaps wrong. I think maybe paranormal activity, energy, unexplained noises, objects being moved, mists, poltergeist activity. It's finding out whether or not stories and myths are genuinely true, or whether it's something that we could go and investigate and it turns out it's not paranormal at all.
Yeah. When you get your results, like, from your investigation, what would you do with the result? I mean, would you do a presentation evening maybe, or just write it all down in a book?
Yeah, we're actually like working with Glassbox Media. Sarah's been helping us out a lot at the moment, getting the website up and running, and she's like really been helping us like edit the videos and stuff, So it's been quite good to work along with Sarah, because she's helped us kind of come together in a sense. Yeah, we're actually like working with Glassbox Media. Sarah's been helping us out a lot at the moment, getting the website up and running, and she's like really been helping us like edit the videos and stuff, So it's been quite good to work along with Sarah, because she's helped us kind of come together in a sense.
I was just thinking, I mentioned book, didn't I? That's how old-fashioned I am. I have to write it in a book. These computers nowadays. But, what ambition have you got? What have you got a place you'd ideally like to go to?
Honestly,
What's that?
if we became really, really big, I'd like to go to America.
Would you? Oh, you've got big ideas already.
And do like a rundown prison in America.
Alcatraz, maybe.
Maybe it's still up and running.
I'd love to go
Maybe
there.
Ground Zero. That'd be.
Would you be allowed to do ground zero?
I
Do you
don't
think?
think it would be allowed.
Do you think any group would be allowed, or has it been done?
I don't think it's ever been done.
No.
Yeah, you'd have to look into that one, but I think it'd probably be a very touchy one.
I think you've got to be very
ask
sensitive.
about, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So you'd
Yeah.
have to be very, very careful there, like, you know,
Yeah.
eggshells in a sense.
Oh, you mentioned about orbs earlier on, that you've taken photographs. Is it just you, or have all of you taken photographs of orbs?
Yeah, I mean, all of us have actually like taken
Yeah.
pictures of orbs, you know. So
Right.
when we go out, we all kind of have a camera each. So there's
Yeah.
like 4 cameras. So
Yeah.
we get about 4 pictures each. And I mean, there's a few. I took a photo above Sarah and Aidan when we was out in Curtin
Right.
and Falkenham, and there was loads of orbs in the tree. And Steve took one about 2 seconds after me, and he was standing behind me, and they were still there,
Right.
but there was like just a few left, like.
Okay, but can you tell us what you think orbs are? I take orb photographs, and I've got my own interpretation of it. But what's yours?
I believe spirits like energy that's behind, or it could be dust.
Yeah. So it needs a bit sorting out what is a spirit orb and what is dust, isn't it?
I think it's one of them subjects that comes up a lot when people talk about the paranormal, in a sense of a lot of skeptics and non-believers will just say it's dust, but there is still that possibility that it could well be spiritual energy.
Is that what you believe it to be, though?
Well, I've seen a couple of the pictures which actually involves me in the picture with the orbs around me, and it's quite breathtaking actually, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And it's almost hard to believe that it's just dust.
Yeah. I mean, if it was dust, you wouldn't just get one orb. You get lots and lots of orbs, surely, if it's dust, you know. Why would one small dust particle turn into an orb?
Yeah.
Such?
Definitely. I think you can tell the difference if you was to put an orb picture and a dust particle picture side by side.
Yeah, because I do believe in orbs. You can get sort of images inside orbs as well, like faces and objects and things.
I've not looked into that, but
Yeah,
no.
stick with me, kid. We'll go far. But are you hoping to take the public on some ghost hunts later, or with you on investigations? Or is that in future plans? Is that something for the future?
It's definitely a future plan, and it's something we are looking into. But obviously, until we've officially launched and we've polished our performance as such.
Have you actually got a launch date set in mind?
Hopefully, if everything goes to plan, we'd like to officially launch in October this year.
Yeah. Okay. Any idea where that might be yet? The first, what sort of building it would be, or field, or place, whatever you want to call it?
Well, if we can, and plans go ahead, we'd like to possibly launch at Langard Fort. And just to add to the atmosphere, I think it'd be brilliant if we could launch on the 31st, being Halloween.
Oh, good grief.
Yeah.
You know, I know what's going to happen. You're going to get members of the public saying, "Can I come along with you?" And is that a possibility later on?
Definitely.
I don't mean as part of your team, but maybe for those who want to see what goes on.
Yeah, as a future plan, we're as a team, we're definitely talking about it.
Yeah. And you mentioned overnight, didn't you? So you must have overnight infrared cameras, I imagine.
Yeah.
Tell me about the equipment you've got.
Well, as you mentioned, we've got
infrared
cameras that not only do we carry with us, but we also have static night vision cameras that capture certain...
You know what, I've never seen an infrared camera. So are we talking big cameras or small things or what?
They're small handheld
Are they?
ones, yeah.
I'm disappointed because it sounds like a bit of magic to me. I imagine these things.
We don't want nothing too heavy, because if we're
I
going
know.
up and down stairs and things, you might trip
And
and...
if you get spooked, you don't run away holding a big camera. And you've got handheld recorders.
Voice recorders. Yeah.
Now, when you do, say, a house or building, are you going to put cameras in a corner or recorders on a table or something and just leave it there? Or do you take these around?
We're gonna generally sometimes we leave voice recorders in certain rooms where people say, if people do come up and say we've had certain things go on in these rooms, we would leave a camera or
Yeah.
voice recorder, but generally some people would take a voice recorder with them and, you
Yeah.
know, try and speak, see if they get an answer.
Yeah.
So, you know, we just chip and change all the time, really, so.
Yeah. Right, you all have your roles to play. You've all told us what you individually do, and you come together nicely as a team. But I don't believe you're mediums or psychics. Would it be an idea to take a psychic with you one day, maybe?
Definitely.
I know you're looking at me, Aidan. And yes, I'm happy to come along, I must say.
We'd enjoy that as another point of view
Yeah.
from a different angle,
Yeah.
perspective.
No, I'd be happy to do that. It'd be interesting. And it does appeal to me. It never used to. When someone said ghost hunt, I thought, I'm not in. But yeah, I'd like to come along and see what happens. But I wouldn't want to know where you're going.
Okay.
So I don't do any research like you do.
Well, that's what we try to do. Is I'll do the research and I'll try not to tell anyone in the group
Oh, you wouldn't tell these
until
either?
the day. No, try not to.
That's a bit canny of you, kid.
Well, then if I say oh, there's a baby crying in this certain room,
Yeah.
they can go in and just say, "Oh, have we heard a baby crying?"
Yeah.
If I don't tell them that, they can go in, hear the baby crying, and come back to me, and I say, "Well, that's one of the reports."
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Yeah. How do you think you'd feel if you saw, like looking at me now, but I was a ghost as such? Because some ghosts do appear in different formats, you know. Do you relish the thought of seeing one, or
Do you mean in the sense of...
Are you going to be scared? Basically.
I think it's going to be when if it actually happens, it's like how you deal with it and then, like, I
Yeah.
think I will probably freak a little bit. But, you know, yeah, I think it's just how everyone, like, wants to do it themselves kind of thing, so.
Yeah.
that'd be
And-
exciting.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, good. But would you split up, say, like, I don't know, a castle or a place with a mansion, if you like? Would you split up as individuals or stay in pairs?
I guess it depends on the location and the size of the
If
location.
it's dark, I'd stay together if I was you. Yeah. But what about the owners of the house or place? Would you need them to leave or stay there?
It would be entirely up to them. If it interests them and they'd like to come along with us and spend the night with us, then by all means.
And that's a bit more history of the place as well, by asking them how long they've been there,
Exactly.
if they've heard anything as well.
It's a bit more insight to the location that we're spending the night, yeah.
Yeah. We've all seen ghost hunts on telly and, you know, which I find a bit theatrical. How are you going to differ from what everyone's seen already?
Everything that we find and finalise,
Yeah.
we'd like to show to the public that it's all 100% legit. There's no theatricals. It's not dramatised just for viewings. If we capture something that's unknown, then we'd like to view it to the public and see what they think.
Yeah.
None of it's hoaxed or faked and put on just for a show.
Authentic paranormal investigations.
Yeah.
Investigators.
Definitely.
Right. Aidan, Stephen, Viv and Sarah, thanks ever so much for coming in. Do come back after you've done your first investigation. Let us all know how you got on. I know I'd be intrigued to see how you got on and what results you got. Thanks ever so much for watching. Goodbye and see you next time.